Welcome to week 5 of the Black and Blue Huddle digital edition. Jaguars at Panthers Sunday at 1 o'clock. And by now, you've probably seen the video. Cam Newton smoking a cigar, drinking wine, talking about his foot injury, says he needs a little bit of time away from the game. That said, Kyle Allen, of course, still the man under center. And so far, he's 2-0 on the road here, excited to come back home. He's had pretty good games. He's thrown for almost 500 yards and 4 touchdowns over the past 2 games, but he's also had 5 fumbles, which is a problem. And Coach Rivera has addressed that. Kyle Allen knows he needs to adjust and be more mindful of protecting the football, especially against the Jags defense.
I think it's a good defense, man. You know, you look at their defense, they don't do a lot, but what they do well. And they got a lot of great players there, a lot of players that have a lot of experience. They play their technique super well. I think they're just a really well-coached and well-techniqued team. I'm excited, man. I'm really excited to play in front of the home fans, in front of a regular season game, in a game that really matters, you know. And I was obviously here last year at the end of the season, and we didn't win many games, and I don't think any of the games where I was here for we went home except for the Dallas game when I was here the first game of the season, and fans were rocking. We had a lot of false start penalties because of the defense. So I'm excited that we're on a 2-game winning streak. We can come home, play in front of our fans. Hopefully they pack the stadium. I think the energy certainly helps us when they're on offense and we're on defense, and we can be loud and help them out. And I always rally with my fans at home. I mean, when I played at A&M, we had 110,000 people at some of our games, and it's cool when you score a touchdown and you can feel like the whole city's roaring for you. So, yeah, I mean, we're gonna rally through the fans, but I mean, it's the same mindset going into the games. You know, you got to do well, you got to handle the success well if you want to play. If you just look around the league right now, obviously right now there's an influx of backup quarterbacks playing 100%, and I think if you look at all the people that are playing, a lot of them are prepared and a lot of them are ready to go, and I think that is attributed to that. I think the system is going to more throwing, more spread them out, and it's mirroring college a little more. And I think guys are just more prepared coming out of college. They care more. Not that they care more, but they're just more prepared, you know what I mean? And so happy for Gardner. He's had a great start to his career. For me, I think my process during the week and how I try and break down defenses and how I try and remember how we're going to attack them and just kind of get everything ready for Sunday, I think that's probably the part that's gotten the easiest for me, just my schedule and my routine. And I think it helped me a lot on Sunday. For me, the biggest thing that I want to do is I want to win for the team. You know, I want to do everything I can to put ourselves in position to win. That's why when I say that I take these fumbles really hard, I do, because that's not putting our team in a situation to win. And so, I mean, yeah, it would be cool to go 4-0, but what would be really cool is to win all the starts for our team that I can play. And that's my job. Whenever my number's called to come and play, I need to win games for this team.
Each week I have the opportunity to sit down with our NFL insider, Mark Thomas, and ask him questions about the upcoming matchup. Well, the Panthers went 0-2 to open their season, both of those being home games. So my first question was easy. How much momentum do they have coming off 2 road wins?
Winning breeds winning. And look, the NFL, especially early on in the season, you start getting identified as to who you are, not so much to the other teams in the league, but your own players. Your own players want them to believe that they're a playoff type team. And when you go on the road and win the NFL, I don't care against who, I don't care how, it is a big deal. It starts identifying you as a winning team. They're doing it the right way, playing tough defense and being able to run the football.
So Kyle Allen is 2-0 as a starter now. No interceptions, but has fumbled 5 times. Coach Rivera stresses ball security. But does this trend worry you?
Yes, because, look, whenever you have a young guy that turns the football over, it becomes kind of a thing where he's thinking about it. But the one thing I do like, he's looking downfield. The reason he's had some of these fumbles is because his eyes are downfield trying to find receivers. Don't get me wrong. Hey, I don't want this guy fumbling the football, but for crying out loud, when you're completing passes down the field, that's how you win against NFL defense. Nice. Kyle Allen doing a great job with that.
Okay, in 4 games, Gardner Minshew's thrown for more than 900 yards. Do you believe in Minshew magic? And how do you think he'll match up against this Panthers defense?
Wait a minute. Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite? Hey, listen, we knew Uncle Rico when he was Nephew Rico at ECU for 2 years.
Yeah,
we know this guy. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, he's throwing the ball well. He's playing smart, not turning it over. But let's not forget this. He hasn't played the Carolina Panthers defense yet. He's chopped up some defenses that really, quite frankly, as good as the Panthers, the number one defense in the NFL right now. So, yeah, I think he's playing well, but he is playing on the road, and he's playing against a very tough defense.
And, of course, the Panthers went up their season 0-2 at home. So a couple red flags there. Then go on the road, make us feel a little bit better. But, you know, to pick up their first home win, how do you think Carolina can do this? What are the keys to this at home?
Well, the keys to it always have been and always will be defend at home, the run. There's two things that you take with you to win on the road. You got to be able to play good defense, and you got to be able to run the football. Leonard Fournette definitely did that going to take on Denver Broncos, 225 yards rushing. Man, the guy can run the football, but let's be honest about this. Carolina Panthers, your defense is the reason why you won these last two. Don't get me wrong, Kyle Allen played well, and true that he's 2-0, but let's not forget, he's 3-0 on the road, winning last year at New Orleans. This guy has a winning mentality, but he needs to feel comfortable playing at home in front of his home crowd, continue doing what they've done all year, run the football, get them in safe and completable opportunities on down, and then let that defense pin their ear back and go after Uncle Rico.
Uncle Rico, I love it. Everyone's rocking stash now. I don't know about it.
Either.
No mustache for you?
Not me.
Okay, well, good. All right, last question. Who you got?
Well, I said that I thought the Panthers would be able to win these last two games. Obviously, we're doing a Carolina Panthers TV show. I'm supposed to be able to say that.
Bet against them.
No, you can't. But the thing about the Panthers is I think that they're playing a type of football that winning football in the NFL. You're going to have great weather in the game, okay? Look, I'm not a meteorologist, but when you got 75 degrees and you're playing football, it's a lot of fun. They're playing at home. They're playing smart. I want to see Christian McCaffrey doing what he does best, controlling that offense, getting first downs, manageable third downs, and then Kyle Allen, welcome home. Being able to play that in front of your home crowd, it's a special, special deal.
And no, Mark and I's outfits were not planned, but we were very complimentary in colors today. Well, each week, my favorite part, one of my favorite parts, besides the game, of course, is going around the tailgates, hunting for that loudest, craziest, most enthusiastic fan. So we're walking around the tailgates in the last game, and there is a car decked out in Panthers gear with an alien staring at me from the back seat, and I immediately knew this had to be my fan of the week.
Chad, will you tell us a little bit about this trunk?
So this is my Panther-inspired truck. His name is Darth Vader, not Darth Vader, but Dark Vader with a black. It took me about 3 years to kind of put everything together, but a lot of these guys, they show support in different ways. I just wanted to ride around. It's my little play toy.
Do you come here every game?
Yes, we've come here probably the last 10 years. 1024 South Mint, we come here every year.
Look at these rims. Can you tell me about these rims?
Yeah, so those are, I had powder coat black, and then I put that graphic material on it. It glows at night, so it's pretty cool. I try to be a little different. I haven't seen anybody else with something like that, so I try to switch it up.
I see there's some kind of being on the other side. Here if we walk around and look at it.
The Panther Predator.
What's the inspiration behind the Predator?
I always love the Predators, like my favorite, monster or super fiction, so I just changed them up. I gave him Carolina Panther braids, this, that, and the other. He's kind of blue. He's faded a little bit now, but kind of inspired off that.
Does it scare people on the road? I would be frightened if I saw this looking out the window.
Yes, not as much as me, though. He gets flirted with more.
Could you imagine walking down the street and just seeing this alien staring out at you? I mean, it was very creepy. Okay, so in recent years, I've, took pride in the fact that my fantasy football teams have been very good. I won my last league, but this year my team is terrible, and I swear it is tanking for Tua. Luckily for you all, I'm not giving you fantasy advice. Casley Sims is here to give us advice on to start him or sit him.
First up, Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Carson Wentz. Wentz has gotten off to a pretty hot start and is coming off one of his best games of the season, outdueling Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers to a tune of 25 fantasy points and 3 touchdown passes. He scored at least 25 points in 3 or 4 starts, and there is no reason why that trend can't continue versus the Jets. The Jets have seen better days defensively and have allowed good fantasy outings to opposing quarterbacks all season long. There's a reason why I own Wentz in 2 fantasy leagues and look to roster him in daily fantasy sites as he's consistent as they come. Many forget he nearly won an MVP award 2 seasons ago and is capable of putting up top-tier numbers week in and week out. Next up, Kansas City Chiefs running back LeSean McCoy. When the Chiefs first acquired LeSean, I thought he'd just be a guy who served as insurance while barely touching the rock. But who am I kidding? He's playing for his old coach that helped him become an elite back once upon a time. Now there are 3 things this week that bode well for McCoy. 1, the Chiefs are dealing with injuries and uncertainty in their backfield, which gives the familiar face of McCoy more opportunities to do his thing. Number 2, he plays in a pass-happy Chiefs offense led by probably the best quarterback in the game, Patrick Mahomes, and he's always been a good receiving back, and Mahomes has no problem getting it to him. Number 3, he gets to face the Colts, who have given up a good amount of fantasy points to running backs all year. In fact, they've allowed at least 95 yards or a touchdown to a running back in every game. Even if McCoy doesn't put up a respectable amount of yards, he will get touches in the red zone, which allows him to turn a bad game into a good one on just one goal-to-go run. He leads the team with 11 red zone carries. Fire up Shady with confidence, as he should be in line for a solid game. But not least, New England Patriots wide receiver Josh Gordon. Josh Gordon has had a roller coaster kind of year so far. He's put up 2 nice games and 2 games that were, well, not good at all fantasy-wise. But now, he gets to face the Washington Redskins secondary, who is among the worst in the league. The Skins have given up a league-high 8 touchdowns to wide receivers so far, and what makes this pick a bit tricky for me is that Gordon plays in an offense where anyone is liable to go off any week. Tom Brady spreads the rock around like no other, and their favorable matchup means you may see a nice game from his fellow wide receivers or one of the Patriots running backs. You just never know with this team. The reason why I'm trending toward Gordon and not his teammates is the touchdown ability he brings. Gordon is the kind of guy that will only catch 4 or 5 passes, but 2 will be touchdowns. Expect something along those lines this week. If the Skins keep it competitive, Gordon should be in for a bigger day than many are hoping for.
And I'm sure those of you that started Russell Wilson against the Rams are happy campers today. That wraps up another week of the Black and Blue Huddle Digital Edition. Thanks for watching and keep pounding.